Bitcoin is flirting with its all-time high, while Ethereum is is slowly increasing its confidence. What could go wrong? In this video, I'll be giving you analysis of the market, cryptocurrency market, looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, and trying to spot opportunities so we are better in traders and investors and spotting opportunities where we can make money. My name is OP. I'm a prop trader from Hashedge, and I'm here every day analyzing the market, spotting opportunities, making you better, and frankly, giving you opportunities to make generational wealth. Let's get into the video. Looking at the cryptocurrency market and looking at the overview of the altcoin market, you see there's green across the board. A lot of meme coins and altcoins are pumping. And what does this tell us? This tells us that retail is here and they have started to get in and they are ready to speculate and they are ready to risk. They are risk on right now in the market. But there's a divergence we really should point out. There's a divergence between retail and institutional trades. Institutions are much more favoring established coins and tokens like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Sui, and the rest. While there's a big divergence with retail speculating on meme coins, a lot of things that don't, a lot of tokens that lack utility, and the rest. This is quite interesting, and it gives us an insight into the mindset of the regular trader, so that we can be above them and we can be smarter than them and make money. Looking at the crypto fear and greed index, you see we are down at 71, down from 74 from yesterday. So this is just showing us we are reducing our greed index, but we still remain in the greed territory. Just moving on into the charts, the reason why we're here, and we start to look at Kurush and what he's saying regarding what happened in the chart yesterday. Looking at the chart yesterday, there was a bullish engulfing there was a bearish engulfing candle yesterday, which we pumped on Sunday and we immediately dumped the next day, which shows a very, very bearish structure. And most traders are anticipating a lower. So he is pointing out that there might be a drop to around 100, and if this low of 100,000 is lost, we should be getting to like a $92,000 level. So this is what he's saying. If this happens, so this is what have been happening, and he keeps pointing it out also here, which was rejected. Then you can see what I was referring to earlier, that a whale just purchased 1,350 Bitcoin worth 141 million on Binance. And this is showing us corporate confidence is surging. MicroStrategy again acquired another 7,390 Bitcoin. And it has pushed his holdings around 576,000 Bitcoin. So this is what is happening, and what is the market structure telling us? The market structure is supporting a bullish continuation, even despite this recent pullback of yesterday, because even yesterday we got bought back up that price that I just showed in the chart in Kurush here. So we can see now we have been bought back up yesterday, and even right now we are even more bullish above 105. So we should be looking at about the daily close for today. If we can close this candle, let me highlight my screen and make it more bold. If we can we can close this candle for today above this level of 105, that is extremely bullish for us, and that will show us, although we look at the RSIs and we are already approaching the overbought section, and that gives me doesn't give me a lot of confidence, rather, because that tells me we might be overextending ourselves. So I'll be expecting a correction in the near term. However, the chart looks bullish and we can be wrong. We can always be wrong. However, I'm looking at what are I'm just waiting for this candle close, and that will tell us what this price is about to do. This is quite interesting, but we look at the volume, lackluster, not really too much volume. But what still comes out and still reverberates in my head and still comes back to my head is the fact that institutions are not just holding Bitcoin, they are adding Bitcoin. And it is more and more looked at a treasury asset, digital gold, and institutional macro edge. So this is quite interesting and something we should also consider while taking our trades. So we should be looking at what is going on, paying attention. If we get rejected at this 105, we should be pushing back down to the $100,000 levels. But for now, remain watchful and seeing what this candle will give us today. That will really determine it. And if we close the candle above this class, that means we are bullish. So from 105, I'll be looking for a take profit at $108,000, $109,000 levels. And that will be the onset, inches away from all-time high. This is incredibly bullish. But I should be expecting a correction in the near term. Looking at Ethereum chart, what is this chart telling us? We were able to be above the 200 EMA. So that is incredibly bullish. And now we are above 2,500 levels. This is also very, very bullish for the Ethereum chart. The RSI is looking to be pointing upwards. Volume looks big. So that is very, very incredibly bullish. So we should be looking for a take profit level around the $2,700 levels. Looking at what Kurush is also saying about it on the 3-day chart for clear structure analysis. He said price is at a key inflection point. If we lose the red level, I expect major shorts to pile into it. This is a chance at establishing a first significant higher low of the year. So he's looking at a level of around 2,400. If we close this red level below 2,400 level, and what is the chart telling us right now? We did not. We went above it. So this shows a bullish divergence and expectation and continuation of the bullish structure. Let me just draw a parallel line and let's see what this is telling us right now. This is just showing us a bull flag, which tells us further movement to the upside. And if we choose this, no, that's not what I'm looking for. Anyways, if we look from the top of this candle to the low of this candle and we measure it, that shows probably over here. So we should be looking to take profit around the $2,800 levels once this candle confirms support of this 2,500 level. Once we confirm the support, we should be looking at taking profit around the $2,800 levels, and this should be the trade for Ethereum because the RSI looking to be going back upwards, which showing us a continuation of the bullish structure. And looking at what Crypto Aros is saying, it is forming a descending broadening wedge pattern on the 3-day chart. If this pattern holds, Ethereum could break out past 4,000. Of course, speaking of a 3-day and longer term perspective, but Ethereum is looking bullish, which is what we have just pointed is looking bullish in the near term. That is incredibly bullish. Otto Hayes is also speaking on Ethereum versus Solana, saying if I'm going to deploy a Fed unit of fiat capital, I think Ethereum could outperform Solana in the next 18 to 24 months bull run. Despite the Fed is sticking with its fundamentals, TVL, total value locked, developers on the blockchain and the security of the network, which is showing a lot of much more bullish momentum on Ethereum. I believe also World Liberty Finance, Trump's company, holds a lot of Ethereum bags. A lot of institutions are actually holding Ethereum, and you can see that has been resurging with over 450,000 Ethereum scooped up by large holders in 30 days. More than 1 million Ethereum has left exchanges since April, which is signaling reduced selling pressure and long-term accumulation. So there's a lot of bullish structure showing on Ethereum, which is mirroring what is going on Bitcoin. So this is, although Ethereum often lags Bitcoin, but it is clear, very clear, two of them are showing big bullish signals. And this Ethereum is actually very interesting because it's showing a quiet resurgence, and a lot of institutional trades and big whales are holding Ethereum quietly, and it's also a strength, very big strength. So we should be expecting maybe even delayed movement compared to Bitcoin on Ethereum, but we should be expecting movement in the near term. Finally, looking at the last chart that we have for today, we're looking at Solana. And what is Solana telling us? Solana pretty much is telling us also it dumped yesterday. There was a quick washout, but everything was bought back up. We are above the 200 EMA, so we were able to close above that and hold that as support. So we also look at a bullish flag also pointing. Look at RSI looking to be pointing upwards. So we expect further movement to the $180 levels on Solana. So that's quite interesting. Then what does Kurush say? A respected trader, of course, on Solana. What does it say on Solana? Trade complete. SR rejection idea. Shared it last week. Expect high volatility in this zone as price tries to form a higher low and establish support. So a higher low was tested at 161, which we saw here, which I indicated, and it got the support here at the 200 EMA, and we were able to close that support. So we have pumped above that support. So this higher low that we have created is quite bullish for Solana chart. So we should be expecting further movement to the upside, which to our resistance of $180 levels. So we should be looking to take a trade and looking at the ruler and seeing if we take a trade, that will be a 8% move, and that is quite bullish. So Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, all of them look bullish. All of them are showing a bull flag, and looking at RSI, all of them seems to be pointing upwards at the same time, pointing upwards. So we expect further movement to the upside, and in immediate short term, that there's a trade to be made here. This is money, guys. There's money to be made. This is what you came here for, to look at this trade, to spot the opportunities, what the chart is telling us, and what fundamental is also backing with the narratives right in and you can see with the narratives, what are we seeing? BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF, almost 3 billion added in trading volume today. You see for JPMorgan is also allowing clients to buy Bitcoin, which was just reported. Even despite all the Ford, Jimmy Dimon will be saying that Bitcoin is rat poison, Bitcoin, he will never allow his employees to buy Bitcoin and stuff like that. Now he's allowing clients and customers to buy Bitcoin. Then you can also see Senator Bill Hagerty says crypto stablecoin issuers will be the largest holders of US treasuries in the world. So all of this is just bullish for Bitcoin and the overall space, saying there's a lot of momentum, there's a lot of institutional interest, and all of this is just going to drive the price further upside. We continue to look at the Bitcoin chart. We can see we are we are inches away from this all-time high. We expect further push to the upside. So once, like I said earlier, once we see a daily close today, we see the movement today, we see what buyers are doing. If the bulls step back in, and if continuous buying, continuous bulls step back in, and buying and whales continue to buy in, that will definitely push the price further upside. So we look at what this candle will be telling us today, and that would determine if we close this candle, if we close this candle below the resistance of 105, we have definitely been rejected, and we should be coming back down. And if we close this candle above it, then we should be expecting a bullish upside. But I'm much more favoring a bullish upside in the near term. And let me just draw a parallel line to see what that is even telling us right now. So we have actually had that. We have had that pump. So we should be seeing maybe a retest or a movement to the upside, because we have crossed above this resistance. So a close above this resistance should be indicating to us a lot of movement and should tell us what the price is going to do next. So this will be quite interesting, what we are seeing, what we are going to be seeing in the next few hours, and that will determine what the price will be telling us and what the price will be doing. So we just keep watching. Right now is a wait and see approach. Let's see what the price is telling us, and let's see what this candle, the behavior of this candle. And next time I'll be going over how candle structures and how we should spot candles and how we should spot opportunities with the candle movement and what the candles are telling us, because with each different type of candle there's characters, and all of them have different characters. So, and that tells us what the price is going to do next. So we can be looking at the candles and understand what the market is telling us and what traders are doing and what bulls and bears are doing on the charts, and that explains to us and gives us further analysis and makes us better traders and gives us more confidence to enter trades and for us to make money. That's why we're here, Zero to Ferrari, to make money. See you next time. Don't forget, like and subscribe. We are here to make money. Bye.